Hey everybody, this is a fast-paced guide for the Blue Mage Spellbook on where to find spells and how to use them with any combos. This is page 5. So to start us off at 65 and 66, we actually have two spells. These are Black and White Knight's Tour. You learn these spells from these two knight chess piece looking mobs from the vault. They work really well together because one will do line damage AoE and then it will add a status effect on. The other of the spells will then take that effect off but increase the potency and add another status effect on. So then you cast the first one again, it does the same thing. So they bounce backwards and forwards from each other with potency of 400 when you do this. Unfortunately, these status effects don't really work on bosses anymore, so they're only really good for trash mobs. But all around, it's a good little combo to have. Moving swiftly on, we got to level 5 Death, which you learn from these books, page 64s, that appear in Great Google Library. All you got to do, don't worry, you're not going to get hit by it. It's just, it does a telegraph. So just move out of the way of the telegraph and you'll learn it no problem. It can be a handy spell. Moving on now to 68, we have Launcher. I always learn this from the armoured weapon in Domer Castle. It works like Missile. It does have a casting bar, so you will be able to see it, as you can see here. It's a handy spell to have. What it does is an AoE to all enemies, and it will reduce their health by either 50, 30, 20, or 10%. Perpetual Ray now, and what this is a 220 potency attack that adds stun. You learn this from Alexander Burden the Father. You've got to be quick to see it though on your log, because it doesn't have a cast bar. But it is a good spell to have. Cactguard now, and this is what tanks can use to put a buff on somebody else. It's not a very big buff if it's not done with tank mimicry. You learn this from the Sunken Temple of Khan, from the second boss, and it's actually the Guardia, the ad that comes up, and he'll cast it on him. Revenge Blast now, and you learn this from getting 50 Blue Mage spells, and you get the totem. I've never really used this. What it does a big attack if you've got less health than 20%. At number 72 is Angel Whisper, which is a Blue Mage's raise spell. You get this from clearing 30 stages of the Mass Carnival. The only downside to this spell is its horrific recast timer. The recast timer can be shortened with spell speed materia. Exuviation now, you need this for the Mass Carnival, and what it is an AoE Azuna spell with a small cure potency. Cure potency is increased with healer mimicry, but the range of effect that you get is not very good. So for healing wise, AoE healing, people just use Stotron. To learn it in the Sea of Clouds, attack the big Wummoras and then turn your attention straight away to the Wummora campers. And then when you start attacking them, they will actually cure the smaller ones. At number 74, we have Reflux. This is a handy soloing spell because it does a little bit of damage, but it also adds a heavy status onto a mob, which can be quite handy. You learn this from the Churning Mists. Next, we have Devour, which is widely used by tanks. A good tip for learning this one solo, if you're 70 or 80, is when you do the Lost City of Andapur. Just as it's about to do Devour, if it's got low enough health, you can stick a Song of Torment on it, and it will die before you die. At 76 is an unusual spell. This is Condensed Libra. What it does is it adds either a physical vulnerability or an elemental vulnerability onto mobs. You learn it from the Scribe Mammoths in Great Google Library hard mode, or you'll learn it in the Mass Carnival. Possibly the most important spell now for Blue Mage, Aetheric Mimicry. Straight away as you get to a fair or serious hard mode, this is one that you need to learn from the first boss. It's actually the ads you learn it from. There are some stat increases for Mimicry, but the reason for Mimicry is the enhanced spells that you get. A lot of spells you already have will get a buff. This spell is basically introducing Blue Mage roles in parties and trials. Surpanakha now, and I think this is everybody's favourite spell. There's the animation itself, or the fact that you get 4 stacks, you get 4 times to use this. People will generally save these stacks to use all 4 at once to get the maximum potency, because each one increases the damage for the next one. You learn this from Stock hard mode. Next, we have Quasar. You learn from Sophia in the Containment Bay P1T6. It's a decent AoE. It's a bit like if it's Eruption, but there is a fall down on damage for the others. And finally, at number 80, we have J-Kick. You learn this from the Brute Justice in Alexander, the Burden of the Sun. He uses this during his last phase. He only uses it once. It's basically, you may have to stop DPSing for him to do it. It's when he breaks off and you've just got to dodge all the attacks. And that's it for page 5. So thank you for watching. Let's turn the page and go to page 6.